Hello, everyone. All right. Welcome to the stream. We are live and ready to go in the comm box tonight. I've got Cthulhu joining me.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Are you ready for this one? 33 laps of Barcelona.
Y'all could not have planned this better to have Spain take place on the weekend of the actual Spanish Grand Prix.
Of course,
It's like
of
y'all
course.
planned it.
It's almost as if we did actually plan it. Yeah. What would be the absolute chances of that? Yes. So we are about to get ready to get underway here. Um, we are a couple of minutes early. But we've got a good lineup out there for us tonight. Nero's is back on track. Um, Nero's will be serving a qualifying ban tonight as a result of the accumulation of penalty marks. But good to see that he's back on track here. Had a reasonable season last season, just unfortunately got some ramped up some penalty marks towards the end of last season. So I think we're in for a good battle today. It's going to be interesting to see how Julian does today. He's definitely one of the ones that is in there with a shout of the championship, and also it'll be interesting to see how our current defending Tier 3 champion, Suffocating, does. What can Alpha do?
Like, last week was wait, nope, that's the wrong. I was looking at the wrong results. What I want
Oh, no.
helps if I look at the right ones.
It certainly
Vodka.
does.
Vodka's here, right?
So it looks like Vodka actually is not attending
No.
tonight.
It was a great race last week between Julian and Vodka just
Yeah, definitely.
for
So
that top step of the podium. It's a shame we're not going to get to witness that again this week.
yeah, for sure. That is one of the things I would have absolutely loved to have seen. I think that would have been a great season-long battle. But with all of these things, sometimes real life gets in the way, and he won't be able to make it tonight. But hopefully we can see a couple of other drivers in there. Macau seemed to have good pace in qualifying in Baku as well. So fingers crossed we get a very nice spicy battle at the front as we now then get ready to load in to the lobby.
Here's that. I think today should be good. This is a real track, not a street circuit. And even last week, like there was a gap between the podium finishers and everybody else, but they like just the entire time there was battles everywhere. So I think today it should be better, and hopefully it's a little more compact as far as the overall racing goes.
For sure, it's definitely, as you say, one of those real drivers' tracks, that drivers can really, really push the limits around here.
And pretty forgiving track limits, if I remember correctly. I know it's kind of like it's the white line and the red curbs, but they've got some wider curbs that you can truly take advantage of. All right.
So, everyone seems to have loaded in okay, so everyone's just going to be getting their setups all just ready to go at the moment. So it shouldn't be too long before we are underway. I have got my Haribo Coke bottles ready to rock.
Haribo
Because,
Coke bottles.
oh boy, these here things, I could live by these things. They're freaking amazing.
Griggs is getting ready to leave.
Here
He's
we
leaving his
go
pit box.
then. Yep.
Who else is out?
Looks like Viper,
Viper's already out.
one of the first ones out. Yep.
Oh, Kiri is actually out in front of Viper.
So,
I think.
it looks
Could
like
be
it. So,
mistaken.
let's. I thought Kiri was in the Mercedes. Oh, must have changed at the last moment. So, let's then we'll go on board with Kiri for their first lap. Oh, I do enjoy that expanded. Was it turn 10? I think that was such a good idea to.
I will say, like, I don't. I've only actually raced on it once. I've been watching it. Obviously, I watched qualifying, and as far as it actually goes, it's great. But I haven't raced on it. Oh, and he just gets on that curve.
Kiri, yeah, unfortunately, spinning it towards the pit lane. So we're actually going to jump on board then with Viper Strikes.
Yep.
As we come down the main straight, the DRS wide open. We're going to come down and brake at about 100 meters here. Quite far over to the right. You can get quite far over the left there to open up turn 1, but Viper taking it nice and easy, but not easy enough. Loses it in turn 3.
Got on the inside curb.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we're not going to see a full lap then from Viper. So let's go on board then instead with Drac.
Dietz just started a lap.
We've got Drac here just coming into turn 4, so we can pick up where Viper left off. Dive into turn 4, take it right up to the exit, then turn 5, the hairpin. And then we're going to go back up the hill here, flick the car left, up over the hill. Turn 8, turn 9 is almost flat out. As we then pop up into the next DRS zone, and we're going to brake about 75 meters, because this corner is considerably wider than it was in previous games. Flick the car right here. As we come down then, for the flick right into this horrible chicane, which will be gone for F123. Round the final corner, take the car out wide, approach the line, and that then is a 17.7 to open times up for Drac as Julian then.
By Julian.
That is not a bad time at all. We're probably going to be expecting low 17s here. I think 16s are going to be a bit of a struggle for our tier 3 drivers, but let's see how they get on. Griggs and Viper both setting times, but not really being representative. 136 and 141.
I wonder if I thought Viper maybe would have been possibly trying another one and had enough fuel for maybe 2 and just continued on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, unlike the street circuits, I feel like bankers, I mean, obviously you want a banker, but it's not quite as needed here, I would think.
No, for sure, because, if you do make a major mistake, at least, there's the consequences aren't as bad. Whereas in the likes of Baku, you make a mistake, that's it, you're done. And if you don't have a banker, then you could be snookered. So, Wolves, yeah, unfortunate, we're missing you today. We would love to have you on track, but thanks for popping into the stream. Good to see you're still on there, and still keeping in contact. So, whatever you're doing today, hopefully it goes well for you. But there is
pull up the stream on my other monitor.
Julian boxing. Griggs then is going to go, and set a 19-0 to move up to P6. As we see Kiri retiring from the session. I think that was... Oh no, that was coming up the hill. That is unfortunate. I don't think we're going to get to see it in time. I think that's probably a mistake coming up towards turn 9, unfortunately, because that is out on track. So, we were saying there, heading to your birthday party. Well, enjoy the birthday party, Wolves, and hopefully Hopefully it all goes well. Um, and save me a piece of cake, please. Um, yeah, we were just saying there about
Bankers,
a
yeah.
banker lap. Yeah, unfortunately, Kiri has not been able to set a banker lap, so will not be.
That's an odd place.
It
I guess that's a
is.
spot you typically think you lose the car.
Yeah, for sure. I suspect that's probably eating a huge amount of curb on the inside of turn 8, because if you do that in these cars, you are done. So I imagine that's probably what has happened there. Jimmy B coming up to that massive sausage and getting through nice and clean.
See, now Macau. So it looked like earlier Macau was on a. I don't want to say. I don't know what his lap time would have been, but he came into the last, coming around the last turn, and then literally last second decided to dive into the pits. I don't
Interesting.
know if he wasn't on a lap that he wanted to be on and thought he could do better and wanted to change something with his setup, but he's
Maybe.
currently on an out lap now. So hopefully, if he made any changes, hopefully they are for the positive.
Hopefully so. Jimmy B improves to 123, and that's probably still not quite representative just yet either. As Dietz smashes it up into P2 with a 117.581. Is it turning
That was
out
his
to
first.
be?
No, that was his first lap.
Oh wow,
So if
excellent.
he's done it, well, so if he's done another one, his second lap wasn't as good because that's what he did on his first run was that 581.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so I missed it. Macau unfortunately wasn't validated on that previous lap, so we're not
No,
going
that
to
was
see
his.
an improvement there.
It was his out lap.
That's not too bad then. You don't mind. Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh, Jimmy! In the McLaren, unfortunately, being disqualified for driving the wrong way. So unfortunately, Jimmy was up there in P10, but we'll be starting from the back of the grid, even behind those that have already retired. And I forgot about the weather. It's not actually going to be dry the whole time. I forgot. It was actually dynamic. I have
Oh.
lied to the drivers.
Well, they'll find out later.
Okay, so apologies everyone.
Well, Drac has
Drac.
just decided to
Wow,
ignore the
3,
rain
yeah,
and put a 55, 17, 55-2.
3,000th of
Jesus.
a second, absolutely incredible. There is
Oh,
DRS
there
disabled
goes
now, so
DRS.
yeah, it is wet. So yeah, apologies everyone. Unfortunately, in the briefing, I told everyone that it was going to be dry throughout, completely forgetting about the weather.
Surprise!
Surprise, yeah. So um,
Macau?
fired
In,
for
I guess invalidated?
oh yeah, because still hasn't settled up there. So once again, Cthulhu banker even more important here. You know,
I feel like I didn't have all the information. I was under the impression it was going to be dry most of the time as well.
yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, we don't need one. No, when it's gonna rain, you need one.
Yes, indeed. In all fairness, though, I said it was going to be dry the whole freaking session, and Ollie and Joe, who set up the lobby, did not correct me. So, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, for everyone, yeah, 3 milliseconds. I know, absolutely insane. That is all the difference between P1 and P2, and now there's going to be no chance to improve.
So it's funny. So you have the lap times up, and I was curious, and so I switched it over to the gap to leader. And on gap to leader, it says it's 2 milliseconds, not 3.
Okay. That could potentially be then some rounding errors.
Yeah, there's a round somewhere. But
So,
but even still, even to Dietz, it's not even 3/10. It's not even 3/100ths.
wow. That's interesting. Very cool beans indeed. And talking about beans, these guys are going to need some beans. There's Macau sticking in a 135.
I mean,
That is going to be basically qualifying over then. Yeah, that gap from P1 to P2, no, P3 is absolutely insane. You know, not even a tenth of a second. And arguably the rest of the field as well could have put better laps in, but haven't been able to because of the weather. So, very, very interesting indeed.
yeah. So, all right. So, what's the race weather supposed to be like? Is it supposed to be dry for the entire race?
I think it's dry dynamic light rain as well, if I remember
Okay.
right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
So at least at the beginning of the race, we should see some
Yeah.
decent racing, and
Yes.
then we'll see what happens after that.
The beginning should be dry.
I mean, we're not gonna really get to see any representation of what all these guys can do in the wet.
Exactly. Right.
Because obviously they're not gonna improve times.
Let me just check because I really should know this.
Oh my god.
Especially because I'm racing tomorrow.
Yeah, and
Imagine
I'm
racing
engineering
tomorrow.
for you, so,
Yes.
you know, that would be nice to know.
It would, yes. Yeah, it's going to go cloudy, dynamic, light rain. So it could rain anywhere from about lap 11 to about lap 22. Anywhere kind of in there.
Watch it pull in Austria.
Yep.
Like last season.
Yep.
Start raining on lap 3.
Yep. As long as I'm not DNF'd then, because, you know, that's the kind of perfect conditions for me, and then I get freaking yeeted. Jeez.
Yeet.
Exactly. Ye diddly deed. There we go. Dearie me, oh. I'm gonna need to load up on some of these here Haribos then, because this is gonna be absolutely insane. Yeah, a bit of wet practice for the Alpha boys. The Alpha's going out there on their intermediate tires to get their eye in.
Right. Yeah.
So
They are
yes, if
right
they're
behind each other, aren't? Oh no, that's a Ferrari.
yeah, that's
I was like,
Darkness,
they are right behind each other, aren't they? And then I was like, wait a minute, no, one of those is a Ferrari.
Yep, Darkness getting a little snappy of oversteer there. Inches between the Alpha and Ferrari. Yep, exactly, exactly. And Darkness
Ferrari,
is taking the F123 route. Darkness, that route doesn't exist yet. It's still the chicane you gotta use, I'm afraid.
So speaking of Ferrari, I'm assuming you've watched qualifying.
I have not yet, but
have you watched any free practice? Because if not, then I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
I haven't watched any free practice, so
okay, never mind. I will let you see the car tomorrow.
I'll check that out tomorrow then. Interesting. Yeah, and the stream is also telling you not to as well. Yep. I think that would be a bad idea. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because I know they made, obviously, people have seen the changes to the Mercedes because they had it in Monaco.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah. There are
Ferrari,
big changes there. I think
Ferrari made some surprise changes for their car for this week. I will not.
I think I have seen some of them anyway because I've been following them on social media, so I think I've already seen kind of what the changes are, but
it's interesting. I'm not sure that I like it.
Okay.
I'm not sure that I liked it because I liked the old car.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting design, and yeah, it's one of those things. It was just so different, you know.
I think that's why I liked it, because it was so different.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope they weren't thinking I was going to spoil qualifying results. I wasn't going to. I will never do that. I will always wait until at least like the Monday afterwards.
Yes, definitely. You don't want to be the one that
I
spoils
will.
quality.
I will never be the one that spoils results
Yep.
because I've had it happen to me and I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. If you're really looking forward to seeing some results, it is the worst thing.
So we have. I'm surprised there aren't a few more people taking advantage of this wet.
Yeah. It's a great chance to get out and get some extra practice in, but yep, it looks like only a handful doing so at the moment.
Because then you could. I mean, I don't know how much you would want to compromise your setup wing wise or even some of the other suspension components if you think it's going to rain. Well, I guess they should know it's going to rain in a race.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a very good point. How much do you gamble on a dry setup versus a wet setup? Yeah, not sure.
or even somewhere in the middle, because I mean,
Yep,
and try to take advantage of that changeover point where it's not quite wet enough for
exactly.
inners, but it's obviously not optimum slick conditions either.
Precisely. So it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers take on the challenge. Um, and I think we're probably going to have an interesting battle between Formula One and Viper Strikes. Look at the gap there. That is 1 millisecond
Yeah,
between
1 millisecond.
P7 and P8. So keep an eye on that kind of area. And there's a group of cars there, all within a tenth of each other. So um, I think we're going to have some several good battles here. Hopefully our podium positions are going to epically battle all
Just
race.
triple crown. So Wolf asked what we think of the triple crown livery.
Oh,
What do you think? Because it's your team. What do you think? I
yeah,
want your opinion first.
I am not a fan. I am not a fan. The reason being, I saw a picture of someone putting that livery beside a cigarette, and I cannot unsee it. It just looks like a cigarette to me now. You
Okay.
know, orange at one end, white in the middle, black on the other end. Freaking looks like a cigarette.
I I will say I like their attempt to recognize it.
Yes,
I don't like the
no,
execution.
I agree. I think it could
Not
have
for the
been,
cigarette reference, but
yeah.
it just I think it
And
was poor
and
execution.
I can completely understand, that yeah, you might like it. For me personally, I 100% agree with you there, Cthulhu. I think the execution, the way it was done, I don't think it was the fact that it's a third. I think that kind of there's just something about it. Even if even if they had changed the colors around, and it didn't look like a cigarette. I think that kind of splitting it up a third, it just doesn't quite work for me. But it's personal preference. On the flip side, the McLaren livery they had in Singapore. Oh, the most gorgeous livery I have ever seen. Um, but
Feels
a lot
bad
of
because
people
I don't
didn't
remember
like
what
it.
that one looked like.
You
I don't
know,
remember what that one
that's
looks
that's
like.
the one. That's the one I used in the McLaren video. And it's the
Oh,
one that has
okay,
kind of
okay.
a lot of pink on it as well, and like those purple. There you go. Yeah, Wolf says it was beautiful. Yeah, I definitely think so. Absolutely. Really, really loved it. The Red Bull Honda White livery. That one was
Oh,
absolutely goat tier
goat
Red
tier
Bull.
livery.
Yes, that one was absolutely beautiful.
I still think
And
my favorite McLaren one was actually the one they did for Monaco last year, the
the
Golf one.
golf, yeah, I could get behind that one. I certainly didn't mind that one. I don't think it's my favorite. I think my favorite is the Singapore one. But yeah, I totally get behind the golf livery, and it has
I
that
like the
nice
more
history behind it.
like muted colors when you're doing
Yes,
special stuff.
definitely, definitely. Yep, yep. And whoever did the
Uh,
Red Bull livery, Red Bull Honda livery, they've got a marriage proposal from Wolves. Excellent.
Yep. I mean, and I do like that they still chose to run it, even though they couldn't race in Japan that year. That
Mm,
they were like, we're
yeah,
still
they
gonna run it
still
at
ran
Turkey,
it.
and
Yeah.
then I don't know how many people caught it, but then um at Coda they had Acura on the back instead of Honda.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, so
Yeah,
you're obviously acknowledging both parts of Honda.
yes. That is quite
Mhm.
nice indeed. Um, okay, so the drivers now all ready to rock. We've got some interesting strategy options. Cthulhu, what do you think of
See
this?
these.
We're about half and half, mediums and hards, with one random soft there thrown in the middle. Interesting. So,
So let's see. So if we, I don't think that soft is gonna last long enough to take advantage of, even if rain comes early. Unless rain comes on like lap maybe 5 or 6, I don't think that soft tire is a good choice.
yeah, I would tend to agree. I think that the soft is going to go off very quickly. The Haas may catch, be able to get ahead of a couple of drivers, but it's just going to go off far too quickly. Um, you know, I think this is going to be one of those things where the hard is probably the best choice, because the medium's going to have a great benefit at the start of the race, but around about lap 9, 10, it's going to start to go off, and then the hard becomes quicker. So it's going to be interesting. Dietz is going to have that little bit of an advantage at the start, along with suffocating Griggs and Viper. But they're going to have to defend from the soft runner behind. So,
Yeah, but
um, yeah.
ooh, Cactus and Neros I guess
Oh,
collided on the
yeah,
formation lap.
yeah. The Alpines wiping each other out,
But
unfortunately.
I wonder how well Dietz will be able to manage to see if he can. Obviously, you can't go as. Ooh, that's not good.
No, that's going to
Missed
result in
his
some cold
mark.
tires. Yeah.
But if Dietz can, obviously they won't last as long as the hards, or they're not supposed to. But if he can make it work well,
Yeah, that's not to say the mediums are a terrible tire to be on.
no.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see how they get on. But here
And
we
5 red lights, and away
go.
we go.
And unfortunately, from this camera angle, it's hard to tell who's got a good
Uh,
launch. But Drax seems to have got away well, as has Dietz.
Glinovich has. Glinovich has
Yeah.
had a poor start.
Yeah, Julian dropping down to P4 already. So, and reason B, all over his gearbox. There's actually a bit of a gap now. The medium runner's getting an absolutely monster start. Viper Strike struggling as well. Dropping down the order down to P9. Maybe getting caught out of there a little bit as Darkness has spun. As well as Reason B, unfortunately. Reason B.
Artemis had made up a bunch of places too.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, dropping it around turn 4. And now, Drac, although we got a mega start, Dietz is all over his gearbox. Is he going to send it down the inside? He's not going to. Suffocating doing a good job as well, up there into P3. The McLaren's also jumping a couple of positions up to P7 and P8.
So yeah,
So,
Julian down
and
2 spots.
as
Ooh,
sorry, as we say that,
who
Jimmy
else?
B losing several
Yeah,
positions there. Um,
maybe a little spin. Does he have?
yeah, potentially so.
Let's see. Said Jimmy. He's still doesn't look like he's got any damage. So
Okay, that's good news. At
maybe
least
just
then,
maybe just ran wide, or
maybe so. But either way, he looks like he's able to continue. So he is still in this race for now. And
not seeing any noticeable signs of damage. So I think that's a good sign.
that is excellent news. Ooh, suffocating! Coming around turn
Ooh,
4, getting
yeah.
very, very Larry on the throttle there, but he holds on to it. He's still in the hunt for this P2 here, as Dietz has got so much more grip than Drac.
Just does not. It's not.
Oh,
Quite
but in the
close enough.
background, Viper is around, as is Formula 1. Formula 1
Oh, wow.
spinning at the same time. Synchronized spinning in the background there.
I
But
didn't realize that this was a multi-sport event.
yeah, apparently so.
DRS will open this lap, and then
Oh,
Dietz may be
this.
able to take advantage of it down the back straight. He won't get it on the front straight.
No, that is right. So this is going to be really interesting. Let's stick telemetry on. Dietz with 70% ERS. Drac almost down to 30%. So,
Wow.
yeah, Drac using a lot to defend here. Julian now also right on the gearbox of suffocating ahead. So,
We got
in
DRS.
fact,
Ooh,
oh, suffocating a
suffocating spin.
spun!
Oh
Hopefully he can get
no.
back underway again. He's going to have to wait at the side of the track here because there's a lot of traffic. So it's going to be a lot of positions lost, unfortunately. That's really unfortunate for the Alpha Man. He was having a
Going
damn
really
good
well.
race there. He was.
Well, Formula One has spun again, it looks like.
Yeah, he has indeed. Dropping down to P14. Let's take a look, actually, at what the...
Dietz has
oh,
DRS open down the
darkness
back straight.
around again as well. Oh, Dietz, yeah. And there we go. Purple sector 2.
Not didn't get a whole lot closer, but now he's gonna get it down the main straight.
Yeah, I think he's maybe just playing the smart game there, letting Drac use up all his ERS. He's definitely got the ERS advantage, so
He's got about
Dietz
double,
can
doesn't he?
just... Yeah, he does. So Dietz can just absolutely dump it. And he is going to.
He is now, yeah.
Is he going to
He
make
did
the
a
move
quick
down into
blip.
turn
Nope,
1?
he's
No.
he cut it off early.
Yeah, he's holding behind for now. Again, maybe just thinking, no, play the smart game. And it's working very well, because Drac used up an absolute ton of ERS to stay ahead. So Dietz just playing the smart game for now. Needs to be careful, though, that
I don't think Dietz can
Kalinantovic
even
doesn't
see
catch up.
the. I don't even think Dietz can see the bottom of the wheels in front of him.
Yeah, yeah, I know, exactly. He is right in that diffuser.
Yes.
Oh,
Take all that
Kiri!
information back to
Kiri has boxed
Aston Martin at
early.
the end of the race.
Yes,
Oh, really?
indeed. Yeah, unfortunately, I wonder, did she get damaged there at any point? But anyway, back out on track now. And on the medium tire. So let's see how Kiri can do from there. They were up to P8 there for a moment. So let's see where the Haas can get back to. But for now, this battle, Dietz and Drac. Drac going to be coming onto the main straight with only 30% ERS. Dietz with a huge advantage here. And he's almost already passed!
He's just gonna go ahead and take it down the
Yeah, he's gotta absolutely dump it now. Dump it. And
still got
Kalinantovic. Yeah, he hardly used any to make that pass. Did very, very well there. And Dietz then into the lead of this race. Kalinantovic, though, also behind, hunting down these guys in front. As Griggs makes a move on Macau on the back straight as well.
Dietz is taking full advantage of this medium tire advantage he has right now.
Yes, indeed. And if we take a look at the positions here, Nero's doing an incredible job, up 9 positions. The biggest winner out of everyone at the moment. And then Cactus in the other Alpine up to P7 right now.
Macau up to 6th.
Yeah, Macau jumping up 4 positions, so a brilliant job there. And then, unfortunately, Reason B is our biggest position loser. Down to P9, unfortunately, as a result of a spin. And in that kind of DRS train, kind of in the mid-pack. So it's going to be interesting to see what Reason B can do from there. As Dietz smashes the fastest lap with the 21.0.
He set the fastest lap last lap, and Julian just goes ahead and takes P2 off of Drac.
There we go. So it's going to be interesting now. Suffocating then!
20.9!
Wow, so Suffocating has got pace. But having lost a lot of time as a result of a spin, he's out of position at the moment. So, how far down the road can Dietz get? Can he stay out of DRS range of Kalinantovic?
I think from the time he overtook Drac to now, he's put about a tenth and a half on him already.
Yeah, and he's setting purple second sector, so I think Dietz is really getting into a groove here.
Definitely finding the right spot for those mediums to be working for him.
As we see,
But he has taken the gamble that the rain will come a little earlier and that
he has indeed.
He won't run into that cliff that before the and Dietz with a 20.95.
So we're seeing a lot of trading backwards and forwards here.
Called suffocating. No, that's my fastest lap.
Yep, exactly. Oh, Cactus spun in the chicane. Was doing well there. But now loses a couple of positions. But Cow going to lose another position to the Red Bull of Reason B here, as Viper Strike's kind of hanging in the background as well. But he's not going to be able to make a move, so... Oh, is he? No, Viper holding on to P9 for now. And although
Drac is staying in that,
I was just about to say,
just in that DRS range of Julian. So
yeah, you know, although Drac lost position quite early on there, he's still hanging in there. He's got the pace.
So he's back up to 60 with his ERS.
Excellent.
Got about. I mean, it's not a super big gap between what Julian has and what Drac has, but it's about a 20% difference.
Yeah.
And Dietz has used his. I don't want to say significantly, but he's down to 40% now.
Yeah, he seems to really be pushing now. He wants to get the maximum out of those tires as best as he can. And yeah, Wolves. I think the McLaren's really struggling for balance here as Viper Strikes then goes for the move on Macau. Viper moving himself up to P8. The Alpha Boys losing several positions through this race as Jimmy then retires.
That's a shame.
That is a shame indeed. That had the potential for some points there today. Because you never know what's going to happen whenever the rain comes.
Kiri hit with is the first person to be hit with a time penalty. And is back into the pits.
Back in the pits. I wonder, is that damage again? No, it is for retirement. Yep. That is had enough for today. Yep, indeed. It ain't over until that checkered flag drops, but hey, it happens.
Julian is just outside of DRS range of Drac now.
Yeah, so Drac is potentially gonna struggle to hang on to that position now, but Drac's got a great gap back to Nero's. I think just really
expanding over the last couple laps.
Yeah,
as well.
It has. You know, they've had great pace, but as well as that, everyone else just seems to be making mistakes and just letting them run away with it.
Drac he's right at that.
Yeah,
he had it down under, but I don't think he was under before the detection zone.
Yeah,
I think he was back above 1.
I think you're right. Let's hop on board then with Reason B, who is in DRS range of Viper Strikes. Now, this is going to be interesting. This is potentially where the hard tire is going to start working just that little bit better than the mediums. As I say that, Dietz smashes in a 20.8. So Dietz is loving these tires.
I think the strategy option that came up because it gave medium to hard, and then the other option was soft, medium, medium, which we know. Well, I think Formula One was gonna try to do, but I don't know if he's going to. But
Yep.
for the medium runners, I think it said lap. I want to say 14. It was like 14 to 19 was the pit
Interesting.
window.
Interesting. So let's see how they got on. Hello, first time in the chat. Yeah, so we race on various different days. Tier 4 is on Friday. Tier 5 is on Saturday afternoon. Tier 3 is what you're watching at the moment. Tier 1 and Tier 2 are on Sunday evening. If you have any more questions, please don't be afraid to ask.
Track back in DRS range.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
pulled
he's
it
gonna
back
get it this
somehow.
time. I think he got it. Yep, he got it. He
He
was within
did.
range.
So, can he use this to pull himself back into contention?
He closed up 2.5 tenths just on that straight.
Yeah, he
So
did.
Dietz has pulled out 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's done a good job here. But
And looking, because we know it's dynamic weather, I'm starting to look at these clouds and I'm starting to think maybe these medium runners were right. Because
yeah,
it's getting kind of dark up there.
it's looking spicy.
Obviously, it's dynamic, so we won't know until it actually shows up.
Heck yeah. There's the DRS once again for Dirac to pull him into contention here.
Definitely not as effective down that back straight.
No, it really isn't. I think really it just kind of helps you regain that little bit of lost time that you lose in that kind
From
of...
having to actually lift through 9.
Yep.
Whereas if you're the front guy and you've got more of the downforce, you don't
Yep.
have to do a full lift. It's just like a
You keep it
partial.
pinned. Yep, exactly. So, but it can create some overtaking opportunities. It just depends.
Oh yeah, certainly
But
if you're close enough, it'll help. But
for sure. But for now, Drac really just using it to try and stay within range of Kalinantovic. Drac has basically used all of his ERS trying to stay in range.
although him and Julian have just about the same amount of ERS, so
Yeah,
Julian's using it just as much to stay in front of him as Drac is using it to keep up with him.
yeah. There's no real advantage between either of them right now, so it's interesting to see how these guys are going about this race.
And then Julian's now kept the gap at about 2 seconds, and now he's under it for the last 2 laps. So I think maybe those mediums are starting to give way. I say that, and he gets it back up above 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Back up to 2-1. So
yeah, he's taking these tires an awful long way. He's got a lot of pace on them. But here we go, Kalinantovic then.
20.7.
Yeah. And you can see that was an absolutely mega lap because he took a chunk out of Dietz and extended a lot of the gap to Drac.
Oh, he ran out of ERS.
Yeah.
He was like, nope, he dumped it because he's now right at about 10%.
Yeah, so he's going to struggle now for a little bit while that recharges.
That might have been a gamble he was willing to take.
Potentially
Because
so.
obviously we know we get the point for fastest lap. And you're not going to get it when the rain comes, so whoever has it when the rain shows up, that's who's going to keep it.
That's a very good point, yep. So he might have seen the opportunity just open up there.
And he's opened that gap to Drac. Almost
Yeah, he has.
identical gap in front and behind.
It's really interesting. Is Drac just now struggling to keep this pace? As Dietz gets the gap back over to 2 seconds again. He's doing an amazing job. And Reason B making an attack,
making
sorry.
work for it.
Yeah, he is. Reason B making an attack on Viper Strikes, but can't quite do it. Oh, but he does. He then gets down the inside of the next corner.
There.
Yeah. And they're still side by side. But Reason B is going to claim that position.
Okay.
Yeah, but now they're going to flip over.
Back out.
Because now...
Ooh, Neros is in the pits.
Ooh, interesting. So...
putting on mediums.
Nero's going on to the mediums. So...
Old strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder, does he know that the rain is going to be quite late? So he knows that a medium is his best shot. Who knows? But Formula 1 taking those soft tires for 12 laps! My goodness! And I'm sure they were about to explode. Let's see, what's Formula 1 going to stick on then? He's going to bang on some mediums as well. I think that made sense. There'd be no point in him. Yep, there'd be no point in him putting on hards at this point.
Oh, there's a spin in Sector 3. Is that
darkness? Yeah, that looks like darkness. Yep, is around. But gets back underway, thankfully.
It was darkness.
Yep. And our race leader! Into the pits then!
14. That was about the time it said. I'm surprised that...
I am very surprised by that, because he still had the pace. I am very surprised. Yeah, because he's going to need to push like hell now to try and catch up to these hard guys. Because if the rain comes out before the hards have to box, he's lost this race. He's thrown it away. Oh, that is very interesting. Viper Strikes in the box as well. So it looks like our medium runners are needing to box around about now anyway. So a lot of hard tire runners are going to jump up several positions.
I don't think we can see... We can't see the actual wear, can we?
No, we can't. I think sometimes it does come up with a little wear indicator, like the AWS thing.
Yeah, the AWS thing.
Yeah, but it's very rare. Yeah, it's very rare, and it only comes up every now and again. Like, it would make sense if I could control it, but no, of course not. Freaking main game. Oh, Drac! Drac's in the pits! So Drac then?
Interesting.
I wonder, is this because they don't realize rain is on the way? Because someone in the briefing told them it would be dry.
I wonder who told them that.
Yeah, I wonder.
But so then, to me, I don't understand Drac's decision. No, not Drac. Dietz' decision.
Yeah.
To medium.
Yeah.
If they don't think that. If they think rain is not coming.
Yeah, I think Dietz probably knows.
Hards on.
Yeah, I think Dietz probably knows, and that's why he's went medium. So yeah, let's see. Suffocating definitely knows anyway. Just math things. Yeah, exactly, Armin. Suffocating definitely knows because he has went medium as well. So let's see what they can do from there.
So how long does Julian pit? Does he keep going?
What does he do? Well, he literally answers our question immediately.
Oh my! This is interesting.
Yeah. This is gonna be. This is gonna be very interesting to see what happens. Dietz is now
mediums.
Yeah. So Dietz. Thankfully, he with the 19.9
as he crosses the line.
Yep. Dietz thankfully then hasn't thrown this away.
Oh my God, he almost overcut him.
Yeah, he almost did.
That is.
That was a good stint. Yep. But they've definitely dropped Drac a little bit here. track was not able to keep up the pace on those outlaps. Hello, it's over. Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. And now, how far can Reason B and Macau keep going on these tires?
So, yeah, Reason B hasn't stopped. Macau hasn't stopped. Darkness also hasn't stopped.
That is a very good point, actually. Yep.
So that's Griggs has a three. Is that a 3-second penalty?
Let's see what penalty that is.
No, it is a 5-second penalty.
5. I wonder then. Yeah, Griggs has stopped, so I wonder is that for
Speeding in the pit lane?
Must be speeding in the pit lane. Yep. I would imagine.
Pretty much the only thing it could be, right?
I imagine so, unless
because we haven't seen anybody with damage, so I wouldn't imagine it was a collision.
Yeah. So it's over saying in the chat that he's just finished practice and did medium soft enter. So the medium soft
Seems
or
like a rather
indeed soft medium could potentially work.
Well, dynamic does make the game interesting. Let's see. I want this one because as I look again from the TV pod angle, all the clouds have gone away.
Yeah. So
it got real dark, and now it's like, nope, nothing's here.
Bye. Have a great time.
So at what point does it get really dark again?
Yep.
And does this, let's see, so Reason B hasn't stopped. Does this play into Reason B's hands of he can take these hards to... He is on hards, right?
He is on hards, yeah. Reason B could potentially have been in contention.
To lap
that's
24 or whatever, and then slap on some mediums. And
that's a very good question.
Have the best tire wear for the end of the race.
Yeah. That could be a very interesting strategy call. Reason B could very well have been in contention for the win here today if he hadn't spun earlier in the race, because he did lose a considerable amount of time earlier.
It was such a shame.
Yeah. He could have been right on the tail or potentially even in front of this pack here.
He would be leading right now.
I think so. Yep, I think so. So
because he's one of 3 people that hasn't boxed yet.
Yep. So let's keep an eye and see how far those hard tires go. We're on lap 19 here. I do see some dark clouds.
Cactus has just spun.
Oh, and has retired then from the session.
He was right behind Formula 1 before he spun.
Yep. So
it's a shame.
Yep, unfortunate to see he has retired them.
Let's see, so... Julian been making... feel like that gap has just ever so steadily been coming down.
Yeah, he is pushing. Was Viper losing some positions at the top of turn 9. He's lost it up there on the hill. No damage though, so looks like he'll be able to continue okay. But you're right, that gap is coming down. Julian is pushing.
Doesn't have a lot of ERS remaining. He's 14% currently.
Oof. What is Dietz on? Dietz has the DRS advantage then. So,
significantly.
Advantage. Yeah. So even if Julian can get within the DRS range, he's going to struggle to get past.
So he's now under a second, but it wasn't before the DRS.
Yep.
They're going through, starting Sector 3, or going through Sector 3 now. It's just outside of it.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Can he get into it again? He is.
He gets inside of it.
Yeah. He took a massive chunk out of Dietz in that chicane.
Then the chicane.
Yep. He's out of ERS, but he's... Oh,
That
oh!
DRS. Oh my God.
Wow, that's straight line speed. I wonder then, is Dietz just using a higher downforce setup? Waiting for that rain.
Yeah, now the clouds that are visible are dark, but they're not really populating the sky.
Oh, this is interesting. Suffocating, making a move on Nero's. It's alright, we're switching to that one quite late, but...
It's over, said the rain in his practice race didn't come until lap 27.
Yeah, interesting.
Suffocating.
So we still have 6 to go. Yeah, Suffocating. Yeah, making a good move there on Nero's, but then immediately losing position as a result of a half spin. Oh, as Dietz taking a bit of a half spin as well. They're going to go side by side. Oh,
I think they touched.
Did they touch, Martin? That is the question. Now Julian's going to be the driver ahead, and is going to have to defend from Dietz.
He doesn't defend real hard. I wonder if, because he did not really try to slow down immediately, because he went wide, and so I don't know how much advantage he got with the chicane. So I wonder if that's him giving it back as a kind of like I probably shouldn't have done what I did.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's try this again and do this more fairly.
Yeah, maybe just to be safe. Yeah. Mav little screams. do you like the Mav screams?
The excitement cannot be contained.
Exactly.
See, so we're under half a second.
Yeah, I'm just going to switch to the battle in P9 here. Viper right on the tail of Macau. Oh, but loses a little bit. Darkness is kind of wanting to hang in there as well, but he is a lap down.
We're not going to have the same incident this time. Julian's further back.
So, interesting. If he can take a big bite out of this chicane. Oh, but he doesn't quite get the drive out of it this time. So, I don't think he's going to get to make the move.
But he pulled out 5 last time.
Yeah.
He's ERS dumping. He doesn't have a whole lot of ERS.
Yeah.
5.
Oh, he's diving it! He's diving it! He sent it down the inside of turn 1.
Gave him the space.
Wow. What a move. Absolutely incredible respect between drivers.
Oh, and Dietz is trying to take it back.
He is. But they're going to still be side by side. Oh,
the racing we love to see.
This is what we want to see. Exactly.
Plenty of space.
This is beautiful. And Julian's going to have the inside for the next corner then. And he is fully in front. Oh my goodness. That was absolutely incredible stuff between these two.
Over.
It's not.
Oh, I thought he was going to make the dive.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to.
I suspect now, though, that Julian's probably going to be able to stay ahead. Because it looks like he's using a very low wing setup. So, let's see what Dietz can do. Oh, but he made a mistake into the chicane there. And Dietz is rapidly catching. And does he have the ERS? He doesn't have the ERS advantage. Oh!
There's no advantage. It's truly DRS.
It is.
Is he going to... Oh,
he's gonna go right the outside!
The inside. Julian's taking the inside.
Oh, he's right the outside!
Oh!
And it switches the inside for turn 2! But then inside... Oh!
Bang wheels.
Oh my goodness. And Dietz not quite able to make it on this lap. Oh, and Drac had an absolutely incredible view of all that. Oh my days. Yeah, Drac is probably absolutely loving this because all of this is holding up these guys. Yeah.
He's going to get another shot at it down his back straight. Again.
Yeah.
2.8 or 0.28. Doesn't make him think about it.
But he's definitely
Just,
braking later.
oh, for sure.
Yeah,
But
so I think he's
he's got to have higher downforce.
he has to. He has to.
He's expecting this rain to come earlier.
Yeah. Oh, this is close. This is very close. But again, they've got no ERS.
They got no ERS, and he's
Oh!
gonna make it.
He's gonna go around the outside again. He is. And he's further around the outside this time. But Julian's still down the inside of turn 3. Can Dietz make the switch back? He's gonna be down the inside of turn 4. Oh! I keep expecting them to touch.
And the fact that they've had the one little touch and nothing has happened.
I know.
incredible.
This is absolutely phenomenal. Wow. Reason B, the first person to box going on the inters early. Has he seen spots of rain, or is he just chancing it?
I'm not seeing rain. I'm not seeing any streaks on the cars.
No, I wonder, is he just chancing his arm? Because he was out there on those hard tires. But he's going to lose so much, and those tires are going to get cooked unless the rain comes very quickly.
Be hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
talking about hot, this battle is getting even hotter.
I don't think Dietz is close enough this time.
No, he's not as close.
Make the same challenge.
Yeah.
He's 4/10 this time.
Yeah.
All the other times he's been under 3/10.
Yeah.
Just not quite close enough.
I think Dietz has to save up all of his ERS. Let Kalinantovic use all of his.
I think they've both used all of it.
I think they have. Yeah. There's they're both on absolutely minimum. And Drac. Here we go. Here we go then.
Call by reason B. Oh my God.
That's not a bad call. That's not a bad call. That is very interesting. Now, the question is, Kalinantovic and Dietz, who boxes? Do they both box at the same time? Does one of them chance it?
I think if you're Dietz, you have to box at the same time.
Yeah.
Kalinantovic goes in first, you have to follow him in.
Yeah, I think you have to follow here.
Because you have...
Yeah.
You'll have the better advantage because you're running a higher downforce.
Yeah. I think Drac probably wants to box opposite. To try and do something different. And they're not going to box. Ooh, I thought Dietz was going to box very late there. Kalinantovic loses it!
Oh my God.
Oh, he lost it on the traction on the exit of the final corner.
Oh,
that's really unfortunate. Yeah, just...
Obviously, I think DRS is still available because I think
had
it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the closed message. Or disabled message, but
oh no!
It was slick enough, and you hate to see the battle end that way.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Because that was going to go right to the end, I feel.
But how about Macau? He 25 lap old hards.
Wow, that is absolutely phenomenal stint on those hards.
He's got to be close to getting, risking a puncture.
For sure. That cannot be far away from a puncture 9. There we go.
Disabled.
There is the DRS disabled sign.
Ooh, Griggs speeding in the pit lane, 5-second penalty. That's
two.
That's his second one.
Yeah, so he's probably going to serve the first one. Which is going to hurt.
You hate to see that.
Yeah, definitely. Griggs on inters. Darkness also then on inters.
Serves the first one, now he's back down to 5.
Macau, 26 laps on hards now on the intermediate tires. Our race leaders then both boxing for intermediates.
Yeah, I feel like with this one, I feel like and Klinovich with a speeding in the pit lane penalty.
Oh no. Oh, it goes from bad to worse.
I feel like had he not spun I feel like last lap it would have been beneficial for Drac to have pit last lap because they both would have
Yeah,
continued.
yeah, I agree. I think that would have been a good idea. And then Drac could have very well ended up being in the middle of this battle.
He might have taken advantage of it because they'd have
Yep,
kept fighting,
yep, for sure, for
and
sure.
the undercut work out perfectly.
Yes, indeed. So Reason B then has done a good job. Is gonna end up P6 after all of the pit stops are complete. That long stint on hards, gaining a couple of positions. Macau did a good job as well. P9 as a result.
I mean, he's lost 2 positions in the overall, but
Yeah,
for essentially, what was it, a lap one, like turn 3
yeah,
spin?
yeah. You know, to have recovered from that through strategy, you know, that's got to be commended.
Oh, for sure. So, I mean, it's definitely something he can't be mad at.
Definitely.
And Viper into the pits. Had he not changed tires yet?
Viper is the last one to
So,
have needed to box, so yeah, that makes sense. So let's see what Viper can do from there. He's gonna have the
what a
freshest tires.
what a call! Probably just a lap too early for reason B, but what a call
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
putting those inners
that's
on.
absolutely phenomenal. My goodness.
The
Let's just
track now in within a second. I know there's no DRS, but
yeah, but he's still hanging in there and suffocating.
does he have what's his DRS advantage? Actually, Dietz has the DRS advantage, 57 to 43.
Interesting. Okay, so let's keep an eye on that and see how that changes throughout the race. Suffocating trying to put pressure on Nero's here on his teammate. Viper Strikes putting pressure on Griggs. Ooh, they make contact! Oh, that could have ended very badly indeed. But thankfully, nothing occurred there. Viper's going to try and make his way past.
Macau 3 second time penalty.
Ouch.
But I think he's the only one that I think it's for track limits. I know Kiri had one, but they
Yeah, I
retired.
think no one else has
So
those track limit penalties. Because if I remember right, everything
of
else
the
is
of the
for.
runners, it's
Yeah,
is the only one with track limits. Everybody else was unfortunately speeding in the pit lane.
yep, exactly.
Viper's gonna try it again.
He is. He's going to go round the outside of the hairpin. Oh my
Oh,
days!
he finds the grip and makes.
What a move! That's a beautiful move from the Alpha Man.
Oh, he got a little.
Yeah,
slow,
he
7 and 8.
did! Keep it pointing in the right direction, Viper. Good man. That's probably all he can get out of this race, because the next car is 28 seconds up the road, but that's not... Ooh, actually,
Ooh.
they swap back again. Yeah, I think Viper uh, spinning in the hairpin, unfortunately.
Now, Klinovich with a 3 second for track limits. It looks like.
Oh, as with all of these things, you know, whenever one incident happens, you tend to just get all of them, which is
Yep.
oh,
Eight
such a
seconds.
horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Suffocating
I
is
mean,
pushing Nero's along.
he had such a great battle for
Yeah.
so many laps, and then it ended in the unfortunate way. And when it rains, it pours for some people, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh, don't you worry, it's over. I'm sure there will be plenty more screens and loads of screens tomorrow in Tier 2. Please do join us for that if you can.
It'll be you in darkness commentating,
It
won't it?
most certainly will be. And Tier 2 is always a very spicy race indeed. Oh, Drac is very close now to Dietz.
I think he's been slowly whittling that gap down.
He has.
It was about 2 or 3 laps ago. I want to say it was half a second. Was essentially the closest he was getting.
Yeah. Definitely need to keep an eye on that.
Although it looks like he lost a little bit of confidence in that from the hairpin through.
Yeah.
See, look, now that it's wet,
Oh.
everybody's getting track limit penalties.
Yeah.
It was
It's just so much
pretty
more
clean
difficult.
from before that.
Definitely. It's going to be
Okay.
so much more difficult to keep the car on the racing line. And it's unfortunate because Suffocating definitely has the pace over Nero's. Our defending champion could have got P4 here at some point in this race, but yeah, that track limit penalty is going to be very difficult to outrun. Oh,
Oh yeah,
yes,
especially with
Helicam.
essentially two laps to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if he does get in front of him, 3 seconds and 2 laps is
It's
incredibly
yeah, it's
difficult.
nigh on impossible.
Unless you're Max Verstappen.
Unless you're Max. Max. Oh, I'm going to get a copyright strike now. I don't care. Max, super Max, super Max.
I don't think you'll get,
Anyway.
because you're not actually playing it. I don't think you'll
Yeah.
get copyright strike. I think it'll be all right.
I know. I've clearly had too many Haribo Cola bottles.
Reason B.
Sponsored by Haribo Cola bottles! Yeah, I'm definitely getting a strike for that.
Maybe that's who needs to be the next affiliate slash
Yeah.
sponsor is
Yeah,
Haribo.
Haribo! Oh my goodness, the profit we'd make just for me.
Oh, trust me, you act like it wouldn't be coming from me too.
Heck yeah, bro. We would have this whole thing supported. Oh, jeez. I could take a wage from Phoenix at that point. But then it would just go back into Haribo.
I was gonna say it's essentially pointless because it'd all be going back into the sponsor. All right, so we got last lap. We got two battles that are less than a second. Mav, can I drive for McLaren next season?
I don't know. Are you?
Oh,
Do
wait,
you have enough skill
who
issues?
is- Oh, he's.
I don't
I
think
was
you
like,
have enough
wait,
skill
why is the
issues.
ghost? And then
Oh.
I was confused. I was on Deets and I was like, wait, why is he?
Yeah.
Why is someone ghosted? And then I was like, oh, it's
Yeah. Please no
Formula
ghost.
One. He's a lap down.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Okay.
I
Win
was
champions.
confused for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh no! Please don't. No! Oh! Drac and Dates have made contact. I think Dates is or Drac
He's gonna
is.
give the position back.
He is gonna give the position back, which
Fair play to track.
is pretty fair play. Yep. They're lucky that Colin Antovich wasn't close enough to be able to take advantage. But that's definitely not the way you want to see.
Well,
Um,
but even if he had taken advantage, he would have had to have outrun not only the gap he had to get down, but then
Oh,
another 8+
yeah.
second.
Of course. Yep.
And I don't think that was going to happen.
No, for sure.
I scared my dog.
And it poor doggo.
I could hear her
Looks
barking.
like then. Will you shut up there? But anyway, we're not going to shut up about the fact that Dietz has won this race after contact between Drac and Dietz, but Drac being a fair sportsman and letting Dietz back past. Dietz taking the win. Drac then finishing P2. Colin Antovich coming home P3 as a result. Arguably could have been on to win this race, but unfortunately, having a it was a spin earlier in the race. Nero's
we
then.
missed it. Suffocating did get past him, but he couldn't outrun the penalty.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But Nero's absolutely brilliant drive to bring himself up to P4. From a qualifying ban, so a very, very good drive from Nero's, and glad to see Nero's then back on the grid, suffocating our defending tier 3 champion then. Coming home P5 arguably should have been in that podium fight as well, but just a couple too many mistakes there today. Reason B, making a good recovery drive from lap 1 to end up P6. Viper Strikes is going to bring it home P7. Macau then pipping Griggs just on the line to come home P8. Griggs P9.
Going to
Yeah.
one
Suffocating did
P10
pass
and then
Nero's, but Suffocating had a time penalty and couldn't outrun it. So, um, ooh,
driver of the day,
Nero's.
Neros.
Yeah, that would be the game's choice, but for me, that's got to be Deets. I think that is a Deets driver of the day every day of the week, in my opinion. What do you think? Who would be
Um,
your choice?
I mean, I do think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. As much as I do want to give it to Nero's, because 13 to fourth is an impressive drive for
Definitely,
anybody.
definitely.
But just yeah, I have to give it to Dietz. That was just very, very impressive.
I think that's exactly it. You know, it was just such a good drive. Didn't put a foot wrong, and just absolutely nailed it. Yeah, quite the drive. But anyway, let's get over then to some interviews. So first of all, we'll kick off with Julian. Julian, welcome to the commentators box. Thank you very much for joining us. A P3 there today, but arguably could have been a better result. Unfortunately, we saw a little bit of a spin there on the pit straight. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, horrible. Quite disappointed a bit. This mistake cost me the win today, but anyway, keep pushing. 42 points of the 52 possible, and fight for the lead was insane. But
Yes.
I don't understand the first move from the Aston Martin sliding of he's sliding down in turn 12. He pushes me right. It turned 13. Very, very. I cannot believe it.
Interesting. Yes, there was some interesting moments during that race. It definitely kept everyone all of our fans kept us on our toes, and it was an absolute joy to watch. Definitely it could have been a better result there today, but still coming away with a podium. Still, as you say, some good points in your pocket for going ahead in the season, and you've definitely got the pace there. To be able to compete right at the top. So, hopefully for the rest of the season, we still see you up there scoring more podiums and hopefully wins. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people supporting you along the way.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move you back to the waiting room then as we bring in Drac. So, Drac, an interesting race there. I think, you were just clinging on to Dietz and Julian towards in the first part of the race, but whenever that rain started coming down, you seemed to pick up a lot of pace on Dietz, and then just that little contact at the end. Let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, thanks, Mav. I think it was a good race and also a tough race for me. I think I initially had a lot of pace in the hearts. I was able to hold D hits and also Julian back, but I think later on I started to struggle a bit towards the second phase of the hearts. So I was pretty much like you said, I was clinging on to them to the DRS train, and then I kind of lost them. And yeah, I think on the hearts, I was already losing temperature there, and I was losing grip. So I knew that the rain was quite a long way away when I checked in the strategy section in the beginning. So I thought, okay, let me go on pit, because D Heats had pitted anyways, and he went for mediums. and we knew the rain was coming, so there was no point
Yes,
holding back and losing time. So
exactly.
I pitted, and then I think they both were really rapid, and because of their fight, I think I got close to them.
Yep,
In Inters, it was really good. I think I really didn't need to contact him. Apologies to D Hits there, because
of course.
if you saw on the stream, there was a back marker there who was not letting us by.
Yes,
And I think D Hits also struggled a bit to get past him. And then at that particular corner, he was like literally in the middle of me.
yes,
So I could not do the braking, and
yes.
I
Understandable.
didn't want to win it that way. So I just gave the position back.
Of
Yeah.
course. No, we did mention that, that was excellent sportsmanship. Because you're right, that's not the way you want to, to battle someone. And it's not fair whenever, it's something else that has influenced it. So, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. We did mention that. Absolutely brilliant sportsmanship. We really, really enjoyed watching you race there today. You gave us some great battles out there today, and a good result as well.
Yeah.
Could have potentially, one maybe two more laps. It could have potentially been the win because you did have that good pace on the wets. But an excellent result, and you get to go away with a P2 today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I really
Excellent,
loved battling with both of them, Julian and D
excellent.
Hits. But really, D Hits did an excellent job in defending, and also he had some massive pace there.
Yes,
So he pretty much did not make a single mistake.
yes,
So I think he was a better driver today, and he deserved the win. Yep, I
excellent.
will take the P2 there. Yep,
Excellent,
thank you.
excellent. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And we'll move you back to the waiting room. Okay. So, if we can just stall just for a minute or two to see if anyone else is going to pop in. Yeah, some interesting stuff there today. We've got Nero's actually. So let's just speak to Nero's while we can. Nero's, thank you very much for joining us. An excellent P4 there today. That is a brilliant recovery drive from starting at the back in qualifying. Let us know what your thoughts are about that race.
Um, to be honest, it was a very interesting race. Um, in the start, it was a bit harsh, not gonna lie. I tried to avoid that as much as I can to avoid getting any damage
Yep.
or something like that. Went for I boxed for mediums again because the rain was gonna come very late, I guess, and it did. I had a collision with the McLaren, but it didn't affect me very much.
That's good news.
Um, Not much to say. It was a great race. Loved the train. I was a bit nervous at the end because suffocating was pushing me really hard.
Yes, he was
But I
very
managed to
quick.
hold position and
Excellent.
finished before. Yeah.
Excellent. Absolutely brilliant result, and glad to see you back on track. And hopefully for the rest of the season, then we can see you, getting up there and
Yeah.
fighting with the likes of Julian, Drac, and Dietz, and really, really getting stuck into the battle. Yep, we wish you well then for the
Thank
rest
you.
of the season, and no problem, and thank you very much for joining us in the commentators box. So yeah, that was a spicy old race. Once again another excellent battle for the lead, almost all of the way through the race. And I really, really hope that for the rest of the season we can see that battle not just on track but also all the way through on the championship table as well, because that's what we want to see. We want to see it going right down to the wire, and I think our selection for Tier 3 this season is really bringing out the best in people and really, helping each of the drivers really improve themselves and really try to get the absolute best they can out of themselves, which is absolutely brilliant to see. So before we do wrap up then, Cthulhu, any final thoughts about that race?
I mean, the racing was just fantastic. But I also totally agree with you. You and Darkness in terms of setting up these, like getting all these tiers sorted properly is it. I think this is the best racing we've had since
100%
Phoenix has
agree.
started.
100% agree. I think
And I think that as long as y'all continue to follow this formula, I think from year to year it's only going to get better.
hopefully so. Hopefully so. And we're actually rapidly coming up on our birthday, actually. So, that is absolutely excellent. And yes, I think we really do have a good chance of just keeping getting better and better. And hopefully, with F123 around the corner as well, if everyone are as passionate about F123 as they are about F1 2020, I think we're gonna smash it. So, Darkness Driver of the Day. I don't know about Darkness. I'm afraid Darkness may have to take the L on that one. Do not ooh woo in my stream.
Spinner of the day.
Spinner of the day. Yes, indeed. Yes, he gets the best donut of the day. And Webby is ooh wooing on my stream. And that is definitely going to get clipped and going to be played in every briefing ever now. Mav said
Flash
ooh woo.
ban.
Ban for the ooh woos. Yeah, exactly.
Someone clip that.
Oh, please don't. That's why I'm not doing it properly, because I know fine right it will be clipped. Right, anyway, that is going to be it then from myself for today. I have been joined today by the one and only Cthulhu himself.
It was a pleasure, and I think should be able to be available to continue to do this the rest of the season.
Excellent, excellent. So the Mav Cthulhu team gonna carry on, hopefully for the rest of the season. Absolutely brilliant
Tier
stream.
3,
I
that is.
100% yes, tier 3. Absolutely brilliant stream today. I think we really enjoyed it. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you can join us for tier 2 and tier 1 tomorrow, where we are gonna absolutely tear up Barcelona. With a ton more racing. See you then. Bye.